Also,
Okay, so
I wanna just ask real quick, Sel, do you have a mentor? Yes.
I guess Swamp. Well, yes.
That's
I-
what I remember Swamp being used.
I think if you didn't have like a engineer map talk with him, you should, because you are very important in steel. Like really important.
I know the gist of it, I guess.
do you know
How
about
we said-
do you know what you do on like if you're trying to go for an AE? As an energy, do you know what you're supposed to do?
If we're trying to do what?
If the
Like
enemy
A to
trying to
E.
do AE.
No, not an enemy. If you're as an engine, like as blue, we're trying to go from A to E. Do you know what to do?
On attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing. I don't. That's the only thing. Now that you say it, I don't think we do that.
Okay.
Most of the time, I
There's
just
but,
as engineer, I sit on. I try to beat a level and try keep a B.
All right, everyone, keep focused, okay?
Okay. Also, board. For now, don't comment unless we've done that strat that you're mentioning before, and you know
Okay,
it's
but I
globally
just
applicable.
I just want to say, don't focus too much on AE. Just teach them how to do.
Let me like I'm gonna go over that. I'm gonna go over all that. There's no need.
Yeah, just focus on the normal one.
Okay, so you guys want to start with blue or red first? Okay, actually, I feel like it's better to start on red because then we can explain how to break through it. Okay. Now, the default strats on red is up to the. It's first off in setup time. Soldier always, I mean always, whips NG. Like it's because the NG can't do the full setup in time if he's not getting whipped. Number two, you can choose to go crits for demo stickies and then go back to stock or not. Usually demo will put sticks like here behind this corner, like if they can't get it properly behind the glass.
Someone recording? Is someone recording? I just want to make sure.
Yes, I'm recording it.
I'm recording also.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
perfect. These are some standard sticky spots. Some demos also put them like slightly more aggro here because people don't really check this corner. Very rarely do you see them here, and sometimes rarely on drop down when they expect you to go drop down. On A, the sticks are a bit more common nowadays, like in some of these corners, on drop down, and just in general like around point. Just get creative with it. You can also play some like not there, some like here for example as well. I guess there's also a good sticky because people walk here. You might be wondering how to know when to detonate, and I expect you guys to know the answer.
Spike clock and dagger.
Perfect. Spike can just be around here. Blue will usually try to flush him out as like when they're running in. If they're good players, they're gonna spy check this. Spike's gonna be flaming all around up there as well. So try to get in us try to dodge the spam. If you can't, oh well, you called dead. It's fine. You're not really critical on this point. But if you stay alive, it's very important. I'm gonna like keep going on for spy for a bit. For you to call when like where they're going out and how many. Oh, combos are going white room. Combos going E. Oh, NG's going heaven. Soldiers going D. Just like call all this out. Right. Back here. Entry sentry here with dispenser here. Try to put it like not too close to the edge because the demo can spam it like this.
Yeah.
Pyro will be flaming like around here. This lanes won't reach. So what I usually do, and most parts don't do it, like I inch forward like this to back to get ammo, forward to flame it, and after they take A. Because spy can all like the point of that is so the spy doesn't cross. Because if the spy crosses and he gets up here, then he can just stab your sniper. Can go for a stab on the gun by decloaking here. He can do a whole lot of shit. If they cap A, you don't no longer have to do this because the spy can go drop down. He can go all the way around. You can't prevent that. So now you switch into playing a bit more hybrid, where you're just like trying to reflex, shoot like a detonator, but but make sure you don't get spammed up by the demo easily. Just keep your distance if you can, and if they're giving you space, just like only use it for detonator because don't overpeak. There's probably a sniper here. Sniper, you can also play from here, and like if it's called, go drop down for a hero shot. You can play here. You can also just play more passive. You can play behind the gun here. There's a lot of places to play. Heavy, your job is to stay up here. This is like your area. If they're peeking like this, also use Tommy stuff here, please. Your big job is to just shut them down. You just like stepping a bit back. They can barely shoot you here because there's like less of you visible than what they are visible to you. So you just get to way more damage than they do. Unless there's also a demo, in which case you kind of have to back down. Fist of Steel, maybe. Always have a dispenser here. And remember, if you're on blue and you're like pushing here, remember to have like your demo or whoever can just spam out the telly. Like sticks around here as well can work. It'll splash. If you can't, get your scout to bonk in and destroy it, and then just fuck off, or your spy. Just like make sure that doesn't stay up, because then the heavy can just teleport back in and just destroy everyone, or even demo. Some notable spam spots are this. They can spam over this. They can spam over this. Pipes through there are very powerful. There's also this funny spot where you can shoot through there. Not sure if you can as easily with pipes, but I know you can with rockets for sure. I'm trying to if I done it with pipes, but that small crack in the window, yeah, see like that. You can just shoot through there. Medic play. You can play around Nether Sentry. You can play around your pyro, but don't really like try to stay either in the dispenser or a bit farther back, so you have options. If the sniper white peeks you, that's your pyro's fault, or your sniper's fault, or your NG's. So that you should not get white peeked here. The only moment you should be worried of sniper is when you're around here, because if the sniper peeks you here, like there's realistically not enough time to react before you can get a body shot off. Teleporter entrance can go either here or here. Heavy, when you drop down, a really good spot to play is this. You're just basically a head glitch unless they're pushing out there. In which case, just fuck off. You lost the defense. You're gonna try and salvage it from here. You can also do the sneaky heavy where you go up here and just like get a shit ton of damage from the point, or you just hide and drop down after they cap. Tomislav again. Okay, so after B. If you lose B, you can try to refight it. Your demo can easily just spam the point from here as long as you don't get overwhelmed. Uber exchanges usually favor red here, unless they just get a shit ton of picks, then you're like kind of just forced to get out. Sniper, play around here. Just keep your distance. That's a good idea. Spy, if they're like around here, you have some really nice decloak spots. Like in that corner. Like they're not going to be looking behind them at this point. The pyro is going to be trying to shoot flares. For a sniper, that's what usually most pyros do, but like if they're a good pyro, they'll also turn around every so often.
What corner was it?
Yes, it's not really that big of a corner, but it helps because you're just like sort of hidden from here if someone happens to be looking. It just helps.
But when playing defense as spy, shouldn't I be around like white room? And...
That is correct. However, spy sometimes I have seen spy just like sort of rotate through here. This is my older seasons. You can also go for picks by rotating through here. If nobody has any presence over in white room, and you're like if you know they're pushing B, there's nobody white room. Like you're there. You can see like nobody coming white room. You can go for the play of rotating back through drop down if you think you have time.
Mm-hmm.
That is a valid play you can go for. Demo. Traps here, traps here, traps here.
Also, maybe not now, but whenever. Yeah.
Pack point. There's not much here. There is. I mean, this doesn't really have a call out. I call it half wall because people usually will get what I mean. This is just sentry spot, drop down barrel. You can also just call sniper and drop down. People will understand. Roof. Ammo pack. This again doesn't have any call out, and it's just heaven. This is just like also teleporter heaven. People don't understand. This is not that hard for call outs, and you never see anyone there to like call them out. You can just call it truck, I guess. This is slow door. Okay, so, and also you can. This is window because funny window. Window. This is drop down. Both are drop down. You can just call them interchangeably, and this is old spawn. The moment you cap B, or actually that's in general, this is called old spawn. This is called old spawn. This is called old spawn. Depends on the situation. This is BC connector. You can either call it connector or BC. It covers this entire area, and we're gonna go over what you do here. So you have demo traps here. This will kill. Traps here as well work. Traps here. Just like play around with it. This is a great sniper sightline until their sniper peeks you. So what you can do is have your sniper here, and if your heavy really isn't doing much, you can have him with Fist of Steel here if nothing's happening. But usually, what you want heavy to do is go on this head glitch. You can jump here and just hold this if they're coming slow door, or if he expects them to be slow door. This is a really good spot for heavy.
They did not
if
finish
they
the head
come-
glitch there.
Well, it's not a head glitch, but it's a really small space they can shoot you through. It's still sort of one. Like you can crouch here as well if you want to
I see.
have even smaller of a hitbox. This is free for demo. This is actually just free for demo. Traps here. Traps here. Traps here. This is just demo heaven. That's why most people would opt for BC push. They're gonna try and like hang to the right wall here and maybe not get sniped. They're gonna get up to here. NG, when you're in this spot, you can choose if you want to set up gun on C. That's probably a bad idea because your team will most likely be here in BC waiting for them. Watch out for soldier grates. I don't remember if this still works. Where it's
Yes,
flash.
it
I don't
does.
remember if this still works.
It does.
Okay, watch out for a soldier coming through here. Very important because you don't want to drop your med to a soldier through grates.
EVG.
This is, yeah.
You say that it's a bad idea to set up on C, but then where should I be?
About what?
For engineer, I mean. You're
Yeah, okay.
saying it's a bad idea to set up on C, then where should I be? Should I just go
I
straight
was
up
gonna cover it. I was
last?
gonna cover it.
Okay.
By just saying this is hell, and above hell, the opposite of hell is
Heaven.
heaven.
Which is
This-
usually
this-
where the gun is.
Yeah, this is stairs. This is old spawn again. White
Where's
ruin
heaven?
point.
It's that little cubby
Yeah.
area.
What? What cubby area? Huh?
No.
Oh, it's-
Maybe is there like a graphic or image or something where we can see the callouts?
Call us a TF. Usually.
Well, they're
Uh,
very different from
yeah.
what we're going over here, actually.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Call of TF was made by Americans.
They run off the RGL callouts. That's why.
Yeah,
EU
so
callouts
this
are
entire
very
area
different.
is heaven. This is
Okay.
also heaven. You can just say heaven room or heaven pack. This is just spawn door. This callout is a bit weird. I usually call it I don't call it connector. I call it tunnel. I like to call this like DE. This is window. It's very important for snipers callouts. Window. Oh, also another important callout. Guess what this is called?
JFK.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called JFK. All right, good. Anyway, back to
Well,
the
windows are called-
back to the NG thing. Your gun is going to get a lot more value by sitting. What?
Both windows are called JFK.
Yeah, both of them are.
either
Both of them
side.
are. Both of them are.
Ah, gotcha.
Make those.
gotcha.
That's entire area is called JFK. So your gun's gonna get a lot more value by just here. It'll eat up so much spam from them. You can also place it a bit farther forwards to like have it stop some pipes and just save your team some damage. You can also have it a bit more back, but it's just generally a bad idea because it's going. Yeah, sure, demo might not reach it instantly. Like this sticky might not reach it, but you can just angle it a bit higher and it'll reach. Your other option is already setting up on heaven, and if you do this, always have your soldier with you. Just ask your soldier, soldier, can you escort me to heaven? Because if you are already on heaven by this point, it's going to be miles harder for them to like take BC and then try to instantly go for E. So that's why C is just a bad sentry because you cover the least options possible.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. We continue. If you lose BC, usually you'll wipe. Unfortunate, you're forced to go E or maybe D. If you don't wipe, C is a very questionable point to hold. But if you do still want to hold it, this is a really good spot for heavy. Like, what are they gonna do? You can also spam point from here, but if they are on point by this point, they're sort of fucked. So play at your discretion. Demo man can just spam over here. Can spam over this. Can also spam over this. It's just gonna get a shit ton of value. As a heavy on when you're like capping C, which happens quite often when you're solo capping C, because if you're going for like I'll get to this in a second. But if you're trying to cap C, try to stay on this. Try to stay on like this here. You just have like a really good angle. That nobody should realistically be picking you from there. Only from here. They can see you, but again, they shouldn't be fighting a heavy. And yeah, they're not gonna react to that unless you have an unusual. This is Death Corridor. You should realistically avoid going through here unless you know they have a lot of deaths. You can also see if someone's here. If there's like a heavy going right, if there's a soldier and demo like combo going left, you're sort of fucked at that point. So yeah, you just die. But that's why people usually don't go through here unless they're already set up on heaven. So if they're set up already on heaven on red, you can walk through here as blue because chances are they're not gonna kill you. Back to red. C is I feel like the most throwaway point other than A on this map. So you'd rather sacrifice it and try and hold E heaven. D is again a really weird point to hold. What you want to do as demo is trap this, trap up there, and you're sort of golden. Like they just have to use. They cannot not use because you can also spam like this all the way to there. You can also have a soldier and or a heavy just be ready here because when they use, it's not going to be just like a demo and the medic, right? There's not going to be a pyro, and then that's where the heavy just peeks and destroys everyone. Or like here. Usually here you can milk, but it's questionable if you can milk Uber. You guys understand what milking Uber is?
When you hold on to it for too long.
No, that's called edging and
Over
busting. No.
milking.
Yeah, that's basically over milking. But milking is like you sort of edge it a bit. You sacrifice a bit of team damage for getting a better Uber at the end, and probably killing the medic before you can get out. I mean, where's the medic
issue
gonna
with
run?
that is, yeah, okay, here medic can't run anywhere, true, but like issue of milking, if you milk too long, you drop people, and that's it's a sacrifice between team damage, like your just team's health. sometimes better to have a
sometimes-
bit of a worse Uber. Sorry, sometimes better to have a bit of a worse Uber and have everyone alive than drop 2 people or drop 1 person and have a bit of a later Uber.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes their Uber is just so ass that they use like way too early. Like they use like before they even walk through that door. And in that case, if they flash too much, you like very rarely you don't even have to use at all. But yeah, also if they use through, try and hold like don't dead on the Uber. People just like use pipes a bit, and then dead when like the guys behind the Uber goes through. Infinitely more value. Anyway, heaven hold, heavy here, sniper. Window or DE, like this area. Be very wary of JFK. Pyro, you stay around here. Spy check. NG, spy check this corner, very important. And this one. These are like the 2 main corners. I assume you know you have a dispenser here, so the spy shouldn't be able to go through. And yeah, it's just these 2 corners. I see
There's
What?
also another spot that I used. Next to the stairs, like behind the stairs. Behind them. Like to the right, where the ammo pack is.
Oh, this, like you
Like
just placing
there.
a dispenser here? Okay.
Yeah.
That can work as well.
But I guess I guess the other spot is good. That's blocking the room.
This is fine too. But yeah, you can
It's
change
a
use
bit
those
exposed, I
interchangeably.
think. Honestly.
The thing is, if you have your pyro alive, you shouldn't have your dispenser here. If you have your pyro alive here, but if you're like solo setting up, right? If you're like solo setting up when your team is still holding BC, 100% have a dispenser here.
So sorry, just a question as a pirate. If I'm standing there, am I just more defending my engineer, basically?
So yeah, your job is very sit the NG. Spy check here,
Yeah.
spy check here, and just entire room. And that's that. Also reflect spam whenever you can. Very important. This is a very yeah. Go ahead.
So obviously, just do a rotation around until Spide's dead, or maybe just obviously just do your job of looking for projectiles on the ledge.
Yes, but this is the trick, right? So this is very important for you guys to memorize, and this is also important for your heavy because your heavy can is like the only one who can prevent this realistically. When you're like around here, right? you might just see like a blue flash to your left. What happens? So a spy will decloak, distract your pyro, maybe distract your NG, maybe get a sap off. Who knows? It's a suicide play, and their soldier will like very nicely jump up. 1, 2, guns dead, NG's dead, pyro may be dead. It's very important to get this down, get this communication, where a spy can try to go for a distraction play or whatever. Also, very important for your soldiers. Your soldier isn't here, is he?
No, he's
Spamming
not.
spamming that corner. Wait, where my stickies are landing, sort of. Yeah, that corner right there can splash the gun sometimes. It's free damage. It's free real estate.
Alright.
So yeah. Anyway, what else? Medic, you can just stay in here. Don't if you get bombed. Yeah, we can eat 1 rocket and then you'll be out. Demo. The demo plays like around here. He can spam. He can also pick this to spam that. Sniper usually will be around BC, so as long as it doesn't white peak, you should be fine as a heavy.
Can I ask a question? Do you know, obviously, when Uber comes around as a pyro, would it be more beneficial for me to jump off the ledge and rotate through the tunnels there to try and air blast them?
This?
So, like, go down. So, you know where the staircase is? To your left.
So go down to
Literally.
heaven and do this.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a gun here.
yeah. But obviously, if I can air blast them away slightly, or even air blast them.
Okay, so the thing is, if they're gonna be using their combo is gonna be around here at this point. They're
Yeah.
like their demo and medic are gonna be walking the fuck in. There's gonna be a heavy here. At the best, you're gonna get like a heavy before you're just gonna die. There's gonna be an NG here. There's gonna be a sniper here. Heavy is also gonna be shooting you the instant he sees you. You're not gonna live through that. So, yeah, as pyro, just try to hold your ground. Maybe go here and start air blasting a bit. Again, NG, be very wary of this. Like the spy will go for something if they're good. But yeah. Anyway, let me think. What other class have I not mentioned yet on this last hold?
Scout, please. I need to know.
Yeah. Okay. Scout and soldier, you got your job. Hold the flank here. Like just say if anyone's like rotating to D or not. Because usually you're going to be in the situation when D is not capped. Because if D is capped, they're going to be coming from here as well.
Yeah.
So it's just it's like it's as usual your flank's job. Soldier, there's a funny spot. You can get on there. I forgot where it was. You can get on one of these ledges. I think in that corner. Yeah, here. This is funny. Yeah, what else? But
what
yeah.
about sniper?
Sniper, you play around window. That's your you play around window or DE. This is your job. You should be getting protected. You can just take fights here. Ask him to buff you if you can like rotate around here, or you can play a bit more open here. But this is a bit more risky because if the sniper picks JFK without anyone calling, he can't see because of this thing. He won't be able to react in time. All clear?
If they're pushing through right room, where could I
Yes.
stand as scout to be safe and like spot them early?
Realistically, if you want to spot them as early as possible, just like standing in this doorway is fine. Like nobody's gonna kill you before you can retreat. There's a soldier, like he shoots 1 rocket here, he knocks you back, you double jump around the corner, you're fine. You have a pack here, you have a pack here. You can take this pack, you can get here, double jump up here, and you're out basically. And you can reset bind, you go back in. But yeah. No, that shouldn't be hard. Again, you're the flank. It's not trivial that you don't die, but if you die, it isn't that bad because you at least gave the call that they're coming. Soldier also. I think for soldier, you can also stand on here. Excuse my sticky jumps today. I think you also get here as a scout by jumping there and then double jumping up.
Yeah.
But again, that's just like if you're going for like a Hail Mary med pick, which usually doesn't work, but it's funny. It's funny. A soldier again, you can like stay here, shoot some rockets, go back if you see someone. play around here. Like this is a decent angle because they won't be able to see you until they like really close. You have high ground to this area. Just play with your scout. You know, you guys don't have to communicate that much. You can talk with each other, but it's very important that you actually call out what's happening on the flank. If you're losing E, and like you're dying here, yeah, you just spawned, you like are trying to fight this and it's not really working because there's a sniper. The only option you have is really quickly just rotate through White Room. And then trying to do something here. While at the same time like keep leaving a soldier there to like spam or like distract. It's like the only realistically your only option. Because if they get on point, they have like a heavy pyro, maybe a demo and a medic on point, yeah, you're just it's game. Game set and match, and you have to switch. Alright, almost done with red. There is one more quirk to it. What the enemy can do is take A, and there's important for spy to call. Even if you even if you get caught out, just like in general at the start, call who's walking through. If you see a demo medic pyro, it's like you should be wary of that. You know, just say combo walking A, combo walking A. Okay, you die. You can look at your HUD, see how many are capping. If it's like 7, yep, it's probably gonna be walk into White Room. They're gonna walk into White Room. If they walk into White Room, have a soldier and the sniper here. Very simple. Soldier spams. Try not to shoot a pyro. If you shoot a pyro, if there's a pyro there, just like stop shooting. Just present yourself. Maybe try and splash in front of them instead of shooting like at them directly. Your sniper maybe gets a headshot or two. Maybe gets a med pick. Who knows? And then you just go back. And then we wait. The thing with the defense is it needs to happen dynamically. It's not very often you see teams go for an A to E instantly, unless they're low on time. If you get a really good offense, they're basically forced to go for an A to E push. They can feint it, which means just faking it and like baiting a rotate, and they become B hard. But basically, if you see quite a few people go to White Room, you call that, and remember this list of people. A is capped, Pyro is not important anymore here. He can just fuck off. Demo has to go because he needs area Nile, and they're gonna bring Medic. So Pyro, Demo, and Medic rotate into BC connector. And the Demo has to also spy if you're still alive here. By this point, you should have respawned. You walk out here, hopefully, and you just like sit with Cloak and Dagger in a corner. This seems like a decent corner, and you just call who's here. If they're leaving, shit like that, right? If you're like sure they're gonna go for a A to E, like they're walking through here already, what you do is you rotate everyone except heavy and sniper, and possibly also soldier, but he can go flank and also scout. Go to all spawn, because heavy and soldier can just spam point here, and they probably won't die instantly by doing so. And sniper, and you can have your heavy fist of steel open the shutter for sniper to take a shot over at point, or at the heavy close, because usually if you're in this position, there's going to be a heavy head glitching you. So your job is to this is depending on team, but you put a gun here. Dispenser somewhere that can help. Sure, here works. That's a bit more but usually here. And you just play this. Medic, you play a bit more back. Do not peek this. You set angle towards window. Yeah, that can fuck you. Don't do that. You're just here. Look behind you for spy, because your pyro is going to be busy air blasting projectiles here. If they make the mistake of walking forward, pyro, boom, boom, 2 right clicks, and they're dead.
I just want to add, because Worm has problem with spy, you could also just give your back to, if you look behind you, Vlad. If you just keep your back to this B thing, it's also very safe. Way more safe for the spy, and you can get spammed or sniped here.
The issue with this board is if the demo can just get like again in this position, demo and soldier are going to be like tandem peeking. Your pyro can drop like all that. You're still going to be eating quite a bit of spam. Up to you. I'd recommend you just play like this. You can beam everyone from here. You can sit in dispenser for fuck's sake. You can just sit in dispenser and do this.
Yeah, but also the dispenser should be in the place I said. It's even safer.
Can you
than-
not board, please? You're just gonna. I told you. Dispenser
Okay.
here, sentry here. What do you think is gonna happen? They're gonna like spam, and it's gonna splash both. By like a stick here, it's gonna splash both.
I mean, your position.
Anyway,
Yeah, whatever.
Heavy. What you can do, other than going into old spawn, is also play around here. See if you can prevent the demo from peeking in. Take a step back. You have ammo over here. You have an arrow from the medic, and you can reaggress. Soldier and scout. You're roamers. Do whatever. You can just walk all the way behind them and try and get something off. And important, be wary of B, because they can at any point just rotate a player over to B. Usually, if they're over at B, they can send like your scout, sniper. Heavy is gonna be like a bit hard for it to leave. Just like have them two. Maybe like have your demo take a gander, shoot a sticky over, like that. Like if there's not much, then do that. If there's quite a lot, sentry keeps gun here. Will probably deny anyone on point and try to aggro peek this. You can leave heavy, and then you rotate your combo over here. Important, try not to cross this line, because this is the line of no return. If you get spammed in the wrong way, you're gonna get knocked forward into like this door frame, or like just in general too far forward, you're gonna die. And that also opens you up to a flank from here. Again, you should have someone watching for this, but in case that happens, if like you get a flank off, but you're like on the red there, you're just gonna get screwed over by a soldier. So I just play this sort of passively. You don't need to do much. Like, this is just a winning hold. Demo can spam over to point. Sniper can spam over to point. And Pyro just does this.
EVG, sorry.
Turn around. Yep.
It's late, so I'm losing concentration. What are you talking? Are you talking about defense still?
Yeah. This is defense. You just defend A to E.
So wait, I'm confused. As defense, I as engineer should sit in that area.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay, think about it.
Oh,
If they have players here,
okay.
they probably have heaven as well.
Okay.
Where else can you be? If you stay on if you stay
What
here.
about the other area you were talking about? The literally like fuck, I can't remember. To the right. Look to the right.
Heaven?
No, the other closer.
Here.
To there exactly.
Okay.
I
The
forgot
reason you stay here is because your sentry can shoot point if there's a scout jumping on it or a
Okay, so
soldier
basically
or.
this is only if they take heaven or have a serious good control of the point.
So no, this is okay. So as I'm gonna repeat myself here, if it is called that they're actually going for an A to E push, that's when you rotate. If you say, oh, they're
Okay.
walking E, if like your spy says, oh, they're walking E, combos E, you rotate your demo, pyro, and medic over, right? Demo takes care of this, takes care of spam close, pyro takes care of the spam, and medic's here. And again, unless it's called that they need help, then you move your shit over. Does that make sense?
Okay, good. Yeah.
All right. Again, heavy and soldier in there, and that's defense basically covered. If you crumble here or in an A to E, it's probably fine. If you crumble this, they win the A to E. They would still get like a below average time. The thing is, you guys know Oblock, that team?
Yes.
They're really like
Very well,
yeah. The team you got a 4 5 minute capture time against, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they suck at still. But their play against every team was they do an A to E like as quick as possible, and they usually just won because teams couldn't defend properly. The moment they went up against us, and we're like, okay, we hold BC. Guess how long we defended against for them?
Like
15 minutes. 15 minutes. Yeah,
Jeez.
because okay, they had to switch gears. That we're gonna lose, so they went to cap this. So then, at that point, we just let them cap. I should not. We let them cap, and we dragged it on for the max cap time possible. And of course, we won that. Either way, but my point being, it's really easy to hold the A to E push Just if you do all of these basic things correctly. Also, remember, spy decloak spot is here, and around this corner, just like the most basic ones. A spy might also decloak here and try to go for a play on the heavy, or just like go around, like try and get a jump and like a sap or something else. That's why
Can you
again you
show
don't
the-
like hold here.
The decloak spots again.
Just like this and then this.
Okay.
These are the usual two because there's not many places to decloak here, right? You as NG, just like you can wrangle your shit, right click over that point to shoot a rocket, or just leave it on autopilot. That's usually the best idea. Just turn around. You got a gun. You got a wrench. You can do shit. Dispenser is here. This here. And the teleporter, and really not needed here. By this point, your teleporter should still be like here and here. You know.
So what heavy will be still sitting there.
I mean, no. It's just like if you're moving your shit over, why move your teleporter too? Like, what are you gonna do with it? Anyway, that's defense covered. Quite long, but again, a pretty complicated map. This map, I'm gonna say here, if you learn to play this map properly, you learn to like work as a team better. So learning this map early on, also this is something I've learned like over like multiple seasons because it just kept fucking repeating with every team I've had. Is we are shit. We hate steel. We learn steel. We're the best at steel. Then we actually start working together better. So yeah, just try and practice this. This is a map that like basically everyone hates, unless you get good at it. In which case, we hate it even more.
So it's a map everyone hates until they start winning on it.
Yes, and then because the thing is, you learn it. Sure, it might be an unfun map to play for some people. I like playing it personally. I enjoy the map, but
I love steel.
I like steel because how different you have to play it, or the different approach you have to take it compared to other comp maps. It's like you have to approach it in a more tactical way, which
yeah, that's why it's important to. And I will go on to this main call on offense now. Offense. Oh boy, options. That's how I would describe offense here. Right, starting out, gun here. Dispenser, literally whenever, just have it down and built. Just usually you can send only your scout and someone else, or like scout spy cap this, cap A, or you can send your combo feint A to E, go back to B. Also, just a quick point, so I don't mention it again. Never go drop down. Drop downs, basically death trap, unless you have like actually no other way to rotate faster. The only reason you would use drop down is if you're going for an A to E and then feint back, and you're sure they're not going to be here in time. Because if they're going to be here in time, they're just going to meet you here, and you just lose. Again, it's just a tiny ass choke. Anyway.
If I'm wrong, but isn't there like, don't some people do fake A to E's to like distract the defending team or something like that?
Yeah, that's what the feinting is. So,
Gotcha.
like you do this, you walk, then you're like rotate as a main caller. Then you like as quickly as fucking possible rotate through.
And then you go
through
drop
here.
down.
Yeah, but only after like you're convinced that the sentry's moved and whatever. Like you need to really commit to it. But it's a very big gamble because they might call it out or they might just not move their sentry if you're not putting in enough effort. And if you're putting in enough effort, it'll take too long to rotate around. That's why usually you send your scout first. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna cover A to E first. You walk through, right? And instantly you send your NG and your flank over to heaven. Why? Can someone tell me why you send your NG and flank over to heaven?
So you can set up in heaven before them and be so like this you can have easy point control.
Right, so you have a gun here. Okay, we're good. Your NG dispenser here. Don't let the spy have any other spot other than these two. And you're golden. You as an engineer, this is all you do. The rest of your team, they can do fucking whatever. They can go BC. But if you hold this spot, you're just an MVP. Yeah, you just deny a shit ton of space. Now, through here, what you want to do is you want to try and kill the pyro. The pyro is like the biggest problem with A to E, because you can't do shit if the pyro is just here and has the mouse 2 available to him. Makes sense, right? Like it's self-explanatory.
Kills.
But it has consumed like thousands of mercs. a long time, millions even. I know like at least of like 30 deaths that have happened last season, like that I've seen. But yeah, point is, your demo and medic here, like around this area, your demo can like spam like this. If they're heavy, usually it doesn't play here. People don't really know how to play this area, so the heavy will just probably be in here, or God forbid they're in this corner, they eat all the spam as well. Your demos here. Soldier can go either hell, or he can go hell but deep. Just don't rocket jump, don't make any noise. You do this jump, and then congrats, you're behind them. If they're in this area, ding 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 ding, you won't open. You fuck them. If not, though, you can still get good damage by like spamming this corner. You're spamming dispenser. If dispenser is like dispenser can be a bit back. It can be like in this corner, it can be everywhere. But dispenser in this corner is a good idea if you know like they're not gonna flank. Which most people aren't gonna do that. They're gonna probably send their scout, because I see most soldiers in open play around this area more often. They're not because they want to like shoot the pyro as soldier and demo, so he gets overwhelmed. Then that's how they slowly start to gaining ground. The way you prevent this is again heavy in this corner, because that just prevents the demo from peeking. So the soldier is peeking on his own, pyro can reflect that, no problem. Make sense?
Where did Board go?
No clue. He started playing TF2.
I see.
He left at the same time as you.
I accidentally left actually, and then I
Alright.
accidentally joined another call, and then I kept talking to them for like a few minutes.
All right. No
Sorry
worries.
for interrupting. Keep going.
Anyway, the sniper, you want him to be around window area. He just has the most angles possible around here. He sometimes can even get a mid drop if he's fast enough with reacting. Spy, unfortunately, this is like really hard to get anything off of. If you do get something off of, you're the goat. You can coordinate it with maybe an Uber push, but again, don't go for Uber unless their pyro dies. Now, the one other thing that I have had a theory about for a while is what you do is you are like really close, and then you just like corner peek like this. Pyro won't have time to reflect you, and you try and use crits with this. This is like my theory, that just like using crits and like beaming between your soldier and your demo, so like you run with the pyro and just kill him with crits. I haven't seen anyone use this. It's just something I've came up with on the fly. We haven't tried this either because I haven't pitched it to anyone, but that is something that I've been thinking about. Feel free to try it, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work out. So just like do this, and then all this while you have your scout jumping on and off point, getting arrow, getting beam, trying to slowly get cap time. You can also have the soldier, and if you're really desperate, the pyro jump on, but the pyros will be more occupied with like spy checking this corner. Again, like this corner is quite big. Spike candy cloak here. You can also cloak here.
I imagine I'm pyro. I'm just doing my similar job, countering projectile.
Yeah,
and
no, just house cleaning. Call it house cleaning.
And also probably obviously denying late pushes and stuff. If my medic has Uber.
Yeah, but they're not gonna push forward here. It can happen where if they're a leg down, like if there's a gunning one down, they will use through and try and get this off. Do not fall in the trap of like staying in this corner when the demo does this, because we dropped a medic and the demo doing this. Like not yesterday, because we just used through when you were leg down, and we actually got that. You know the defense part. So offense here is just a losing situation. You're constantly taking the spam on point. If your soldier makes the mistake of shooting the pyro, like while he's on point, he'll just kill both him and the scout. So just don't do that, unless you like shoot once and then you jump off. The other like viable strategy is just making the pyro run out of ammo. That's why you like having your dispenser like accessible to him. But then again, this entire area is pretty accessible. You can just like strafe around and take ammo from everywhere. What else? Yeah, that's basically it. Now, B is a bit more interesting. B, you again mind the stickies, pyro, and let's just go back over to setup and setup time. Sentry here, sniper crouches inside of it, and if the sniper really aggro peeks for some fucking reason, you can kill him. You send your pyro in and your heavy, if you're not going for an instant A, to like heavy fist of steel to like check for traps, pyro detonator to just clean it. Again, here, here, and on every fucking doorway. Now, 6 here, you can't really do much about them because there's going to be a fat ass shooting at you. But yeah, just like clear the basic keys. Be very mindful of this. Be like a soldier here happens quite often actually. So I mean, you can't do much about it, except like if you like were to be like this. Cool. You see him. He's gonna drop down. Hopefully, your sniper helps you with him. But yeah. Now, as a demo, it is perfectly viable to. Give me a second. Go for a caper. It's perfectly viable to go for a caper. Because again, the pyro's going to be spamming that. And you kill the pyro. That is if he doesn't react in time. Second. Anyway. Now, if you get all the sticks, okay, great. Your next now business is taking heaven. What do? You have your scout on this point. You have him drink the funny radioactive cola, bonk. He walks forward. He tanks some heavy shots, and your demo just walk up, spam it like this, and just like have him fuck off. It shouldn't be hard to take. Sometimes he has a soldier backing him up, but just a bit of E pressure should be fine. If you want some E pressure, you can just send your scout and soldier, just like pressure on their own. They jump on point. Oops. They jump on point. They jump off. Soldier's like a bit aggro. He can do shit here. Just like just applying pressure on like from both sides is very important. Now you're here. Great. You regroup. Make sure. I repeat, the teleporter is dead. And if Pyro isn't dead, he shouldn't be that big of a problem if you use through. Just for maybe for your sniper. Your sniper can be here. Your Pyro can babysit your sniper. Or your NG and your Pyro can be up here. Or you can have sniper up here as well when you're using through. There's a lot of options. Just this is like those two players can just like play off of each other. Your Pyro NG go where the sniper is. If one sees the other can do something else. But mainly here, what you do is you use the demo, and then you just like heavy also walks down. Be very mindful of a heavy here, and remaining classes over there. That is very important, right? I showed the slightly decloak spot there. So you just do this. Hopefully kill gun. If not, you just walk through, take all the space, take all the space, take all the space, take all the space. You can spam through here as well, if you're not bad at the game. Okay, just never mind. But yeah, just take all the space you can, and don't give their sniper any room to breathe. If you're a pyro and you select a sniper back all the way towards like the platform with the pack, then you try and do spam him out like detonator. You can shoulder peek without actually showing your head. Way easier to do on pyro than on demo because this shit has collision. Yeah, you do that. Sniper also here can also play. You can push up through here. You can also use through main if you can't take heaven. But this is sort of a desperate play, and you need to like, if you do this, you need to take down the pyro. Hope that he doesn't get buffed. You can like have you shoot the pyro. Demo is like trying to take the gun out. There's still gonna be a heavy one here, which is gonna be annoying. It's really fucked. So that's why heaven's always the better option. You take the gun out maybe, or if not, you just walk forward. You can do this. Keep getting a flash from your medic before you go in. Or another option is actually no, this is just a bad idea. I don't know how it worked in the past. I just do this. You get to like your pyro, maybe your heavy on point, and heavy is just holding sort of like this, or just speaking like this, and you just take the point. Good. Now you're into BC. I'm being very vague about this because it's a really weird point sometimes. Sometimes you take the space, but then you lose it. Just play around your strengths. You can also have your demo just like spam above here. You can also have your flank help you in the push if you really feel like you need to. But again, I feel like flank is just better to pressure E in this time. Because if you have like 30% cap time on E and you take B, right? What you can do is quickly. Also, a sniper fully buffed peeks this. You walk through, Demo does some goofy shit. And because they're already in BC, you can start having your scout jump on point. So you're forcing them into a stalemate into BC and taking E at the same time. So they're going to be forced to either use into you. You should hopefully have a pyro alive to just deny a bit. What happens here? Your pyro denies. The medics, please get out. Healing your pyro isn't worth it. Just like have him buffed and then leave him off. This is an entire choke point they can't walk through. Pyro should be able to stall this out enough. They might start shooting the guys over here, but congratulations, you now have 70% cap time on E. They don't have Uber, and you have Ad. Don't get stabbed, basically. Then you can use through, back, walk, walk, walk. You take BC, and after you take BC, you take E. Or you can C, D, and E. Or C and E, because the bridges come up when you cap C. I was being very quick there, so let's recap. After you take BC, and usually the way you take it is just by being very fast about it. Also, Pyro, very important. You want to, and also Demo, you're going to be the two that are walking usually first. Worm, I see you walking sometimes before your combo. Please don't. You can shoot a sticky or like something just over here. These sticks usually reach, but like not as much damage as you'd think, unless they're like really low hanging. Doing this won't do that much damage. So just like shoot a detonator, keep walking. If your demo doesn't look behind you, you look behind you, like as the pyro. Just like clear this. Sometimes there's like very rarely there's like be a heavy here to like catch you out of position. So just watch out for that. Just try and take space, and then if you can use into them. But there's always the option of going E, unless they have their NG setting up on Evan. That's what that's supposed to prevent. Then you're sort of forced to use through. You flush them out. They can reuse. That's why you have your pyro reflecting. Keep them in this corner or like out, and then you can reaggress because you're gonna have better heals. And you do this, and you like flush them over to C. Then you can just hold here. You can have your gun set up around this area. You can have gun like here. It'll cover the flank. It'll cover the point. It'll cover this area if they're trying to use into you. And you can start going for a BC. BC into E, which basically means trying to flush out Heaven, doing the soldier and the spy wombo combo into Heaven. Because by this point, realistically, if you just flush them out over to C, there shouldn't be anyone helping the NG. Right? And you do this, you kill NG, and now you have E for free unless they flank. That makes sense. And flanking is through here. That's why the gun's here. Have your sniper peeking. If that doesn't work, you go to C. C should be easy to take on if they're holding E. You just try and do this. Just walk, 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 walk. And you take it. C is usually the easiest point to take if they're already on E. And then bridges come up, and then this is just easier to do. If NG is here, you can, and this should be like a no-brainer. But if you're like he's like repairing his gun, but you can take it down, send a sniper JFK. He'll easily take care of the NG. Your sniper, like right after you take BC, can say I'm going JFK, start rotating. It'll take him a while, yeah. But if he makes to JFK, he just wins Heaven if the sniper isn't already on the window. And even so, you can just peek like this. Don't over peek, and you just win. You can say I'm holding Heaven, or like I'm shooting Sentry, and your mates can just shoot it. You win Sentry, and then you just have all this space to play with. On offense, it's a bit more vague again, but it's very situation dependent. And every class has a different role in each situation. Like usually you have Demo just spamming when you're offense. Heavy can peek like this sort of. He doesn't have to do much. He can, if needed, just be the one to go over to C along with Scout. You can have Soldier be around Hell. You can also have him be in White Room, same for Scout. Have him be in Hell, shoot out gun, spam out gun. If Sentry, if Sniper says NG stuck in the corner, he can just spam that where I'm looking with my crosshair, and the NG just miraculously dies. I don't know how it happens. He just dies. I don't know, man. And you just win Heaven again. But yeah, if you have Heaven control, even if you don't have like a soldier here, on his own. If you have a soldier here into heaven, you just win E, straight up. They're going to be having, they're going to be forced to walk through here or here or here. So, a soldier just like stops all of that. Even if you don't have a soldier here, you can have demo jump in here. You can have soldier jump in here. They have a free pack. They have ammo, and they can just stop everything. You have people jump on point. You can have a scout. You can also have your pyro do this because pyro is a bit more tanky. Just like to prevent cap time if your scout's out of the game, as in respawning or getting heals, or just have them both for X3. And yeah, that's basically it. I feel like most of the map is learning from demo reviews, because during demo reviews you get into situations that that might be more common, or like you start playing in a way that forces more situations to be more likely than others, and that's where you learn the majority of the map, because then you understand, oh, I should have been doing this in this situation, and I should have been doing this to do it correctly, and then we might have won, you know. So yeah, that's basically still for you. Any questions?
I love CP maps. I love CP.
No, not
No, please shut up.
I know you, Alf. I know you were like that.
Yeah, any questions or?
Yeah, why the fuck do you are you into CP, Alf? Come on. Tell us why. Tell us
Because
why.
TF2 CP, man. Best maps.
Why does TF2 CP sound so bad?
I thought
It
you meant
does,
Cyberpunk,
it
bro.
does.
I thought you meant Cyberpunk.
It is really unfortunate
CP.
how it is really unfortunate how common the CP is in gaming.
Yes, it's just like two words that start with a C and a P are pretty common.
What
Like-
about, bro? What the, what was Call of Duty thinking?
CP.
Calling their currency Call of Duty points.
Bro.
Like, it's just a coin with CP on it.
Yeah. Yes, my CP coins.
Yeah, I should.
You.
Hey, I'm going to spend some real money on some CP, guys.
Yeah, I remember when they released like one of the first games that had it, which was World War II.